Hi there. This is the beginning of the comfortable 1 kilo hike and overnight challenge. Uh, just done the first kilometer, and I'm here in, it's called Kompedal Plantation in Denmark. It's one of the largest places in Denmark where you can camp sort of wherever you want. We got very few of those places around. So the main thing here is to try to get a comfortable trip with a comfortable night, and keeping the weight of my equipment under 1 kilo. I have made up some rules for myself. So basically, if the temperature drops below 0 degrees centigrade, every degree under 0 you can get 100 grams more. So tonight it's gonna drop to -2 according to the forecast, and yeah, so I'm allowed 1200 grams. Unfortunately, I already failed my challenge a bit. I have 1308 grams, and that includes sleeping bag and cooking gear and food and a bottle for water. It doesn't include the water. I'm supposed to find that around here. So food, camping gear, the backpack itself, which is just a small day bag, that determines the length of the hike. So this pack is 354 grams, so I have to walk 35.4 kilometers today and tomorrow. That's sort of my rule. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the 108 grams or 104 grams I'm overweight. Maybe I'll have to do 108 push-ups or something, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's 0 degrees right now, just above freezing. So everything is, there's a little bit of snow, but everything is just wet and soaking, and yeah, I'm a little scared for the night. I hope it will freeze, so at least it's dry. Yeah, but that's today's challenge, and just, it's a pretty awesome place. I haven't been here before, but it looks pretty awesome. A couple of Bronze Age burial sites. They're all over the place, but yeah, just in the middle of the forest here. So yeah, little update. Just on the first 10Ks in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So with a bit of short stops for taking a bit of video and taking a leak, and so it's 12:30 now, and I really would like to reach 30 kilometers today, so that I only have a short trip in the morning back to the car. So yeah, I have to get a move on, so I don't lose the light. It'll be dark at like 4:15, so I got yeah, just under 4 hours to get as far as I can. I am almost out of water. I only have a half-liter bottle because it's light and the water doesn't count in my little challenge system here. And I know in like 10 kilometers there's a place where I can fill up. So looking forward to that. I haven't had anything to eat since I left the car. Yeah, almost 3 hours ago. I had a banana just before I left. I have 2 Snickers, regular Snicker bars, and some oats. And my plan is to postpone the first Snickers to basically when I'm done for today with the walking, and then eat that one there to get a bit of energy boost to build my shelter or set up my tarp, and get some bedding going. Then some oats for dinner, some oats for breakfast, and then depending on how cold or hungry I am in the morning, having a extra Snickers might come in handy. So yeah, short update, short break. Have to get going to reach at least 25 today would be the minimum. So yeah, cheers. That is kind of pretty. Straight lines. Just clean, straight lines. You can get lost out here easier than you would think, because it all just kind of looks the same. You know, right here it's a big open track, probably fire proofing of the forest. We got oaks on the side, and then spruce or lark trees. Yeah. And then once you go in to the forest, you basically get spruce and more spruce. There's very little fir here, which I would have thought would be more prevalent, but yeah, I guess it's not what they want to plant, so it's not what they planned. Well, that's 14.4 kilometers, so picked up the pace a bit. Still a long way to go today. The time is 20 past 1 in the afternoon. Not that you can see any difference in the light. It's just gray with gray on. Yeah, well, short update. So small update, just past the 20k mark. I hit the turbo button and got it done in under 2 hours, so that's pretty good. And I just passed my own car. I'm doing sort of a figure 8, so I was not planning on going right past it, but I ended up going past it just like a couple of 100 meters ago. Also came by a stream, as you can hear in the background here. So drank a half a liter of water and filled up the bottle. So yeah, I think we're good to go for today with water. Feeling a little tired, but yeah, so I still would like to get 10 more Ks done today. It will be dark by then, but well, what can you do? I did bring a headlight in the weight budget, sort of. So I'm still able to put up my camp in the dark, but yeah, I should get going again. So see you later. So many small baby pines, it's crazy. Like They're all over the place. It's pretty cool. Cool, funny place this. I'm not really sure what's going on. There's like a earth bank thing over here. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today. 25.6 kilometers, but it's getting dark real fast now, so I have to start building a shelter. Pretty cool place here with like it's not a stream, but like there's wet down there. I had hoped for a stream for fresh water, but I guess a bit further down it should be maybe fresh water. So tomorrow I'll have to do a small loop of 5k before I go back another 5k. So 10k's tomorrow to reach the 35. Shouldn't be a big problem. Also in the forest right over here, they have just cleared a whole bunch of spruce. So I mean, if I had an axe, it would be very easy to make a shelter. Now I have a small top, maybe it'll be easy as well, and there's a lot of moss on the ground to make a comfortable bed. But yeah, don't know how much I'm gonna film of that. We'll see. But yeah, done for today. Almost forgot. Time for one of these. Haven't had, I don't think you can see that. Yeah, 6 hours and 12 minutes since I've had anything to eat, and 25.6 kilometers. I think I deserve this. Well, let's get building. Okay, just got the top set up. Very easy. We got this spruce that was cut down and is sort of laying on top of this large log tree here. So yeah, extremely simple. Just two nuts around 2 branches to keep it into the trunk here. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus properly. So yeah, and then just 3 small wooden pegs that I just cut off. I mean, it's not gonna hold up to any storms or anything, but I might fill up the backside there with some spruce branches if I can find some broken ones. But it should be fine. The ground is quite soft. I think I'm gonna try to find some more moss and put in there for bedding. Let me just see if this makes any sense. Yeah, it won't really focus in there, but basically it's just a little bit uphill, so I'll be sleeping with my feet like right at this corner. Yeah, should be super simple. I think I'm gonna have a little tiny fire right here. I don't really want a big fire for heat. I just want a small tiny fire for my cooking. So yeah, turned out it needs a bit more work, but turned out much better and much easier than I had feared. But yeah, it's getting dark now, so I gotta do the last small things here, and then see if I can get a small fire going for some oats. Yep. Yeah. So just got my shelter set up. Turned out pretty good. There was a lot of spruce branches that could just put them on top here, and the top is like here, so it's not, you know, it's not high to the ceiling or anything, but it'll definitely keep me somewhat dry in the morning if it starts to rain, which the forecast might say it will. So now I'm gonna have to attempt to cook some oats. I still need to set up a small, like something to hang this on. This is just a, well, it's a beer can. It's an aluminium beer can where I took out the inner top part, and I have a, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see that, a small, this is like a TIG wire for welding stainless steel. It weighs like nothing, like a couple of grams. So I have some mounting holes. I'm gonna hang this here, and then this is gonna be my cooking device. And because this is a sort of a comfort challenge, it's not like can you survive one night and walk along with just a kilo in your backpack, because of course you can. This also, you also have to be comfortable. So I have a lighter. I still have my lighter. I have a lighter, and I got some of this. This is like fire starter. It's some petroleum foam or something. I don't know. I got 10 grams, 2 lumps, one for tonight and one for tomorrow morning. So hopefully that will make starting a fire in this super damp, super wet condition a lot easier and more comfortable. You know, it's 10 grams and weight, it's ridiculously light. So now I just need to put something to like hang this over here somewhere and make a small fire. So yeah, try to see you back when I start the fire. So let's see if we can make a little fire. oats are cooking. It's not the easiest cooking gear I ever used, but I got a spoon at least. So yeah, I just think this has to like heat up a little bit, and preferably as slowly as possible. It's just, oats pre-mixed with a bit of sugar and salt for taste, and then some water from that stream I was at 20 kilometers, and I'm cooking it in a beer can. Never done that before, but seems to work alright. And this beer can with this welding wire as a handle is it's working pretty well. I mean, it's very light, so that's the main reason why it's here. Can we get some of those ambers? Definitely a little smoky with this wet wood, and I don't really want to have a big fire because you're actually not allowed to have fires in here. I mean, it's a state forest, and yeah, they don't want you to burn it down. Nothing's gonna burn down here. It's so freaking wet, everything. Might need to make an update for this so you can like squeeze it. Is this actually getting hot, or is it just getting... No, that's perfect. That's coming off right now. And can I just sneak this out? I'm just taking off the handle just to make it easier to actually eat out of this thing. How did I do it? Like that. So that only took like 20 minutes, and I got hot oats and a fire that's almost out. So that's exactly how I wanted it. Just heat up the food and get the fire to go out. Yeah, that was easy. So yeah, cheers, bon appetit. Oh man, this just tastes much better than it should after a long day. And the time is only 5. Yeah. Gets dark real fast. Oh. So, yeah. Just went out to look for some extra water. I am right next to like it might have been a stream some point now. It's just a small mud run. There's no running water, so I just went down downstream a bit to look for if it began to run. because I only have like half a half-liter bottle left, which is enough for tomorrow. But I mean for breakfast. If I end up making breakfast, I'm not 100% sure that I am, just because I am usually, in the morning I just want to pack up and get going. That's just how I go, and then I don't have to worry about a fire, like leaving a fire or anything. So I don't think it's gonna be hard to show you anything in here, but I got the top up here. Let's see. You can't see anything. Let's try this. So got the log with a bunch of extra branches on one side and the top on the other side. And then if we come over here, you can see that I got plenty of space, and I just have this extremely thin under mattress. I think it's like made for putting under a sleeping mattress, but it's got it's reflective on the backside. Don't know if you can see that, but I mean it's 80 grams, and when you got stuff like moss and things to lay on, it actually feels just fine. Just gonna put on the red light again because otherwise I'll be blind as a skunk. Let's see if we can get it to focus. I don't think it wanna focus. Yeah, so I just need to put on my sleeping bag, and I'll show you someday other than in here, but it's like it doesn't have a zipper. It's just a bigger opening in one end and a smaller opening in the other end, and then you can sort of tighten it down. So it's not a quilt either, it's just a tube basically. So I'm just gonna stay in all my clothes, and then the sleeping bag won't go down all the way to the bottom of my legs, because the pants are just soaked. Like everything from my knees down is just wet. But I mean, I'm not cold now, and I guess the best thing to do is just keep on my boots and keep on my pants, and then put on all the down on top of my body and my core, and then that should keep my feet warm as well. So we'll see, but I guess I'll see you in the morning. So guess this means that I failed my own challenge. I just broke up camp. It's only 9:30 or something, but I mean, goes dark at 4, and I ate at 5. So I've been laying there for some time. Does this thing focus? Yeah, maybe it does. And it's my feet are just, I can't get heat into them, and that's mainly because my pants, like the bottom of my pants, are just soaking wet, and my socks were wet, not like drenched, but just not dry. And I tried pretty much every I tried with my boots on, I tried with my boots off. I even had my my feet in my sleeping bag, inside my backpack to but everything got wet, and the sleeping bag is, it's right at the limit here. It's like -1 or 2 right now, and I think it's like T limit is what minus. I think the comfort temperature is above 0, and when it gets wet, which it got wet around my feet, it's basically useless. And I'm 5k away from the car. The plan for tomorrow was to go for a small round trip and then head back to the car. So still plan on. I'm not driving home. I'm just gonna sleep in the car. I know I have 2 extra blankets there. And then I'm gonna go for a walk in the morning. I mean, this was supposed to be the comfort challenge. It is challenging. But I don't think I could have picked a worse time to do this, with like 0 degrees, not freezing, but just above, so everything is just wet and moist and nasty. So let's see if I get back to the car. Alright, it should only be 5k, so an hour and a half tops. Well, see you there. Yeah, so back in the car, and I mean, one of my feet isn't even hot from walking the 5k's back here. I put on a pretty good pace, so I mean, I'm not cold, but my one actually the left foot, which was the coldest out under the top, is hot now, and the other one is like, the toes are they're pretty cold, even after walking 5k. So yeah, it's like 10:30 now, so it's not even too bad. I mean, I got an extra blanket underneath me and an extra blanket on top, and yeah, I can already feel some heat getting back. I mean, if this had been a real survival situation or anything, you could obviously have built up a fire again, and or even without a fire you could have made it through the night. But I've been there, I've done that. Cold, wet sleeping bag in a cold, wet place. Yeah, I just bailed out. So, well, I still need the last 5k's tomorrow, so we'll see about that in the morning. Well, nighty night. So it's the morning. Just got out of bed. It was even with 2 extra blankets, it was still pretty miserable. And right now it's 2 degrees and raining outside. So had I stayed out in the under the top, it would have been really miserable. like truly miserable. 2 degrees and rain is like the most dangerous, most nasty combination you can get. Everything is wet and everything is cold at the same time. But at least I still froze a bit in the car here, but I got some sleep. I think I maybe got like 2 hours at a time, and then had to move around and reposition the blankets and like inside the sleeping bag and stuff, and then slept again a bit. So, but I think I'm gonna have my breakfast, and then I'm gonna go for a short walk. I need about 4 or 5 kilometers to complete the hiking part of the challenge. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna crank on the heat in the car and get home. Have a Sunday roast or something. Sunday chicken maybe. Well, yeah. See you later. So yeah, doing the last 5Ks here on day 2, and it brought me by this burial site, like ancient burial site. Not actually sure if this is Iron Age or like Viking burials. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Iron or Bronze Age. And it probably had a big pile of dirt on top of it. So all these stones you see is from archaeological digging, and then you just remove a lot of dirt and leave the stones. I think that's what's happened. But yeah, it's quite a nice spot. It's obviously kept open in the forest here. But some big stones were put in place for this. So yeah, somebody had to be a pretty well known and rich man back in the day to get something like this built. Let's just see if we can get it all in frame here. Yeah, just a little update on what's in the forest. This is kind of a special one. These are not everywhere, but the small ones I showed you yesterday, you can find them in every Danish forest or in the fields or everything. It's like thousands of years of burial sites. So yeah, but just wanted to show you this. So just getting back to the car now. Just wanted to do a small final clip here before I go home. Just gonna sit down on some logs here. So yeah, well, the challenge was challenging. Obviously it kind of failed. There was a lot of things that actually worked very well. I mean, living off 2 sneakers and 80 grams of oats, I expected that to be a bigger problem. Obviously, I mean, it would be a big problem on a multi-day trip, but on this, yeah, it was fine. It was no big problem. My little cooking pot made out of a aluminium can worked perfectly. My fire starting sheet worked perfectly, even in very damp conditions. I would want to upgrade my top to something lighter. The thing I have now is just like a cover from the hardware store. It's 90 grams per square meter, and you can get, I would preferably want some ripstop at like maybe 30 or 35 grams per square meter, and then yeah, build it myself to keep it super light. I think maybe the rules need changing a bit to allow for a bit more weight when it's gonna go below freezing. So maybe instead of having 0 degrees be the tipping point of adding weight on, maybe it would be smart to make it 5 degrees centigrade. So instead of me being allowed 1200 grams, I would have been allowed 1700 grams, which would have allowed me a much better sleeping bag and still being within weight budget. But I don't know. Maybe that's for another time. But I mean, the 1 kilos in summer, no problem. You can do that. Wet conditions, cold conditions, it's a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge. But the main thing is that it also has to be comfortable. And today or last night was definitely not comfortable. Even when I got back to the car, it wasn't very comfortable. So yeah, but that's it for this trip. If you have any questions or anything you wanna ask me about, leave a comment. Consider subscribing if you wanna see more of this kind of stuff and other small videos about projects and outdoor and yeah. But that's it for now. Bye.